Life fulfillment. What a topic. This one's been on my mind every day for weeks and weeks and weeks and months and maybe even years now. I want fulfillment. Much more than I want money. I've worked with some really influential people. I've worked with multi-millionaires, billionaires even. And it's very interesting because I get a little peek. I get to see what that's like. There are a lot of really cool things about being a billionaire. I was talking to my client and he had a sore shoulder, and the very same day he flew to a different country and got surgery. It's pretty crazy. But I'm not after that's not my primary goal. My primary goal is fulfillment. And what is it? And this is what I've been thinking about. And I went into the meaning of the word, everything else. And this is the best that I've got. It's to fill full. Fill something full. When something is fulfilled, that's an order. When you fulfill an operation, it's to fill it up. It's to make it whole. And what is that in relation to us and our lives? It's a good question, and I feel like it's what we're all chasing. And I really feel like some of us have really veered off in another direction because we forget that that's our primary objective. So what is it? I think it's to do with sharing. And the reason why I think that, I think about when my cup is full, say when I'm feeling great, when I'm feeling really amazing. It's a cool thing, but it feels even better to share it. I feel like it's almost like, say, if your cup was full and the overflow is the fulfillment. I feel like that. Just changed location. So fulfillment, I would wager it has something to do with sharing. Now, I don't mean in the literal sense of I have a cheesecake and I'm going to give you half of it. I mean in the sense of I have something that is flowing within me that is, it's not something that's tangible. It's kind of like it's like a skill that you have. Some of them you can see, if it's running really fast or something like that. But a lot of the time, skills are not something that's tangible. It's not something that you can see, but you can share it, and it doesn't take away from you at all. And I think that's a key to fulfillment. Is you've built these things within you. You have these skills, whatever it is, and then your ability to share that without becoming empty yourself, I think is my idea of fulfillment. And I guess it's part of the human needs that we have is exactly that. It's how do I first, if we're looking at the Maslow's hierarchy of needs, at the bottom is your basic living needs like food, water, shelter. And then from there, I'm just trying to remember security, feeling safe, esteem needs. And then at the very top, correct me if I'm wrong, is self-actualization. And I think a lot of that has to do with sharing and finding a sense of fulfillment. Now, where does this leave us? Does this mean that we should just close our eyes and and think about how we can share with others. I don't think so. The way that I've been thinking about it is like, get so good at something so that you inspire people, and then you can share this thing with them if it's a good thing. And I like, as simple as that, I think that's it. So I think we should strive for better. I think like achievements are not at all a bad thing. I think we should absolutely strive for better. But then you should realize that these things ought to be shared with others. And I think that's a really big basis for fulfillment as humans. Like, fulfillment is not sitting on a bunch of cash like the Smaug, like the dragon in The Hobbit. No, I think part of it is actually, if it's something good and it doesn't hurt you to bring good to even more people, maybe some of that is like philanthropy, those sort of things. And I think that's where fulfillment comes from. It's from sharing. And I think the opposite is true, is like when you don't have your needs met, I don't think you're at that stage yet. I don't think you're at the fulfillment stage. Like, if you can't eat, or like you're in terrible shape and you're not healthy, then how on earth are you supposed to be fulfilled? I think there are steps to this, and I mean, this doesn't mean that if you haven't slept well, you can't share. but what I mean is like, strive for things with the thought in mind of, with the intention in mind of, I want this to be fulfilling. I don't want this just to be for me. I don't want to just do this for myself, and I think that's where people get trapped a lot. Like people who are abusing steroids and things like that. I feel like the only reason why someone would want to be absolutely gigantic is for a selfish reason rather than a selfless reason. So I think if you're doing things with the intent of fulfillment and selflessness, I think inherently that's a good thing. And I think that can very much be key to a good life. So just food for thought. It's just an idea. I mean, I'm sure there's other definitions, but this is something that I've been thinking about and thought it might be useful to share. So whatever it is, if you're a programmer, maybe you get so good at it that you'd feel as if other people would really benefit from knowing this, and it gives you real joy. It gives you real joy to share that with others. Like, that's, you're towing with fulfillment there. Like, that's what it is. And it's such a nice thing. And I think younger and younger we're able to reach that. And that's the best. Like, it's so good. And you can push that, you can continue. You can make that bigger and better. Like, it's what I'm trying to do for a living. Is like, I started off really benefiting from the gift of exercise, and now I spend my time showing others and teaching others for the long term, like about the gift of what this is, the gift of movement. And it brings me real joy, and it's actually why this is my third video now in half an hour. and I'm getting energy from this. This is insane. So, doing things for yourself is a necessity, and we need to do that. But as soon as you feel like you have enough and that it's not going to hurt to share, I think that's where real fulfillment comes in. And that doesn't mean that you stop at just having enough and that you give away the things that you have. No. It means that you're still able to have your cup full, and the overflow is going to other people. You can make your cup bigger. You can grow your cup over time. And I think that the growth of that cup has something to do with the appreciation of the size of that cup. And then the bigger that gets, the even more of an overflow there is. And I just like, I think that's one of our keys to just ideas, just ideas. But yeah, I think that's one of the keys to living a good existence is, naturally we want to share. And I think, we, that's why we have dinners together as people, is because, we can make all these different foods and it's a win-win, like I'm eating and enjoying the food that you made, and you're enjoying the fact that I'm enjoying you making your food. Like it's all a win-win. As long as it's a win-win, I think you're playing with fulfillment, and I think that's the best. That's the best. So yeah, that's it. Fulfillment.